How's everybody doing? It's your boy Flip Kicky here, and welcome to the HDL Season 4 Draft Recap. Many things before we get into this. Number one, uploads a bit inconsistent again. Yes, I know. I haven't streamed in over 2 months. Yes, I know. Do I know when I'm going to go back to streaming? No. My schedule's been super busy this last semester for multiple reasons. I'm sorry, but at the very latest, the summer is when the upload schedule and the streaming schedule should be back to normal. Second, the draft recap. This is going to be very off the cuff, very unscripted, just me basically rambling. I'm going to put timestamps to maybe help by each pick. I might do that. I don't know, but this is just going to be a lot of rambling, similar to the TEC midseason and postseason recaps. I've done draft recaps before. You know how they go. Video uploading should be the same as usual, at least for this season. First week's actually going to be a little shaky, and as the semester winds down, the first couple weeks are probably going to be a little shaky. But again, as we get into the summer and schedules gets into the swing of things, it'll be easier to just rein in the video every single week. I don't know how much gonna wacky edits I'm gonna do this season, because honestly I just want to get the videos out and just get the nice and polished, but we'll see. But I guess I addressed the elephant in the room. First off, the team name and the logo is different. The Philadelphia Flycons are no more, and the Hoboken Hawluchas are now a thing. It's modeled off of one of my school's logos. I like how it turned out. I'm definitely going to get the logo refined, though, either between this season and the next TEC season, or HDL Season 4 and HDL Season 5. I'm in the process of figuring that out, but this is at least how the logo is going to be built off of for the time being. Draft-wise, I think there's 14 teams this season. It's the biggest season we've ever had. But after participating in the TEC, I think the way I'm approaching the HDL is a bit different. I'm taking it a bit less seriously, just trying to have a little bit more fun, be a little bit more loose with it. I was just taking the HDL, I think, a little bit too seriously in Season 3, just letting it get to me. I think if I just have more fun with this and focus on, it being more of a content thing, and if stuff just goes well, it just goes well, I think I'm just going to have an overall better time with it. Still obviously going to try and win, but I'm going to try and be a little bit less stressed out about as I usually am, and just kind of take things a bit easier and hopefully let my just natural battling talent just kind of work for itself. Draft plan wise, I had a plan going into this. I had multiple plans, and then other events changed that plan slightly, so I'll go over how they changed it. But for my original plan, there was a mon I wanted to draft around, and for this plan, it actually ended up also being that mon. I got the 9th overall pick, so I was towards the bottom end of the wheel, and it actually was fine. I didn't get sniped a single time in the entire draft, which makes you kind of upset. I didn't get to go for my original plan, but first overall pick, I took Spectrier. I'm very proud of how this thing looks, by the way. This actually didn't take me that long, but I just like how it looks. I'm just going to gush over a little bit. But first overall, I took Spectrier. No, first overall, my first pick, I took Spectrier. I've never used it. No one's ever used it in the HDL, actually, so I wanted to see if Spectrier could be used. Key of my teams are usually, they're pretty one-dimensional and pretty predictable, so I wanted to see if people in the HDL are actually going to be able to combat a Spectrier. If they are able to, I might just drop it and make some changes, because I'm able to with how versatile some parts of my team are, but Spectrier brings a couple issues. Usually for Spectrier, what you want is you want a dark breaker and a normal breaker, because that's what Spectrier can't hit, but you really can't have them in the same mon. You have to have them separately. So my original plan was a Mega Pinsir team with Spectrier. That didn't really work out because of a mon that I drafted later. But, I mean, Spectrier really just speaks for itself. There's not really much else to say, because it's just a Spectrier. But I need a dark and a normal breaker, which means my Mega should really be either a fighting type or a bug type to break the darks or break the normals. I decided on a bug type Mega, and we're actually bringing Mega Beedrill back. For those of you that stayed in tune with Season 3, Mega Beedrill showed up week 5 after Mega Absol was not working out, and Mega Beedrill was on the team for the rest of the season. The team was not built for a Mega Beedrill, so Mega Beedrill did not do well, but I'm bringing Mega Beedrill back with the hopes of him causing some damage. He's my type of Mega. He's a one-dimensional Mega. He has a job. I can build around him knowing exactly what he's going to do. Brings a very key speed tier. I have 2 extremely fast Mons now to start out my draft. A lot of threatening, a very threatening special attacker and a very threatening physical attacker can just both end games on their own. Very dangerous from the jump. Hyper offense as usual with my types of teams. Mega Beedrill is here. Everybody knows that is Big Dick B, and he is ready to beat the shit out of people. I'm hyped to use Mega Beedrill again. Hopefully, I can use him to his fullest potential. Now, I have a horse and I have a Beedrill. Now I need to establish a defensive core as soon as possible. Actually, in the 3 seasons in the TEC, there's one thing I've never had and used effectively. A bulky water type. In season 1, I had a Suicune for a couple weeks and never used it. In season 2, I didn't have a bulky water because I just didn't have a water type. Oh no, season 2 I had Mega Slowbro. So that's a bulky water. But I didn't actually use Mega Slowbro to his full potential. And then season 3, I definitely did not have a bulky water. I had a Floatzel. So I decided to get Primarina. Now, Primarina was a key pickup. Like, I actually sniped Lion, I'm pretty sure, with this pick with Primarina. But Primarina is so good. Gives me pivot with Flip Turn. Fairy type and a water type. That's really the only downside of Primarina is that's doing 2 jobs at the same time. But it's just so tanky. It eats hits. And it threatens back, especially, too. It's not really a wall. It's more of a tank. Primarina puts in work and is definitely worthy of a 3rd pick for a team. Fills up a lot of holes on its own. Very good mon. I'm very excited to use it. I don't like it as a mon on its own, personally, but competitively, I'm ready to smoke the Primarina pack. I'm very excited to use it and actually have a good bulky water type for once. So, in conjunction with these 2 mons, it was a very good pickup. Now, I had to think, like, do I diversify to the tier 4 and the tier 5 to round out the team, or do I go for some good tier 3s? Now I need a good steel type. I wanted Registeel again, obviously, because why wouldn't you want Registeel? But there's a team that, is doing something very interesting. You'll actually see it at the beginning of the week 1 video, because I play him week 1. So Registeel was out the picture. So I needed another good steel type. There's actually not many good steel types in tier 3. I was thinking about taking Doublade again, but Doublade isn't really a bring every week type of steel type. I needed a very versatile and very use heavy steel type that I can bring to a lot of games. So I actually decided on Bronzong. Now Bronzong also puts in work, and Primarina Bronzong is a very good defensive core to set up. It's like Fairy and Steel wise, it's like discount Clef Registeel the more you think about it. But I'm getting 2 extra types. I'm getting a water type and a psychic type out of both of them. Bronzong also has rocks. Bronzong has screens, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Bronzong defogs. If Bronzong defogged, it'd be so good. But Bronzong gives rocks. It's a good steel type. It has really good abilities. I can do a lot with Bronzong. Bronzong has some tech capability with him. He can piss a lot of people off. Like having Bronzong on the team. I'm excited to use him again as kind of just a pivot into Bronzong. Bronzong can set up a situation to bring someone else in. Happy to have Bronzong. Moving on from Bronzong, though, here's where the team started to take shape. Here's why the team is built the way it is, because I had to take this mon. What is a season for me in the HDO without some type of caveat? Because I don't like drafting my own teams without some type of theme or something to build around. It's just not fun. So, as you know, my luck with the Pokemon trading card game is horrendous. I don't get good pulls ever. Okay, I'm so far down buying what, like, I don't make any money on it. But Hylian's luck is so good. Every single time I watch him open stuff, the pulls are crazy. Sandy even, every single time Sandy opens stuff, the pulls are great. In the span of 2 weeks, Hylian pulled 2 Charizards, one from Brilliant Stars, one from Shining Fates. Fuck him. So I decided to hold his Charizard hostage for collateral. Now you may be calling me crazy for taking normal Charizard. And yes, I'm aware I'm crazy for taking normal Charizard. I was thinking about taking a Zardex or making a Zard Y team, but then I realized Brilliant Stars Charizard is just a normal Charizard. And the Shining Fates Charizard is just Gigantamax. So that wouldn't be taking the correct Charizard if I took the Megas. So I had to take a normal Charizard. So now I'm stuck with normal Charizard, which is not very good. Thankfully, I play Hylian week 3. So if I lose the Hylian week 3, I'm dropping the Charizard. And, like, I have to drop the Charizard, actually. That's the bet. I have to drop the Charizard if I lose week 3. So there might be important team changes going on week 3 where I might, be dropping stuff for an actual fire type and rebuilding around an actual fire type. But we'll see. I mean, this is my flying type and my fire type. Not that... Actually, I have another flying type, but... my team is very weak to rocks now. I have a quad weak to rocks Mama Charizard and a Beedrill, and I don't have a Defogger. So this was looking like a problem. Charizard as on its own is like okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing, but we'll see. I guess Hylian knows it's coming week 3. That's really all that matters. But moving on, I went with Rotom-Mow. I needed a grass type. And really the best grass type left was Decidueye, Rotom-Mow, or Serena. Serena is a rapid spinner, but Serena did not give me pivot that Rotom-Mow does. And you know I love pivot. So I took Rotom-Mow. Rotom-Mow is also a little bit bulkier than Serena is. So I decided against Serena and to go with Rotom-Mow. I was also thinking about Decidueye, but I already have a ghost type. So Decidueye with Spectre didn't make much sense, and the bulky grasses in Tier 5 are not that good. And there were more important things I needed with my points picks. Like, I still need a Dragon type, a Ground type, and a Fighting type for my points picks. So I figured biting the bullet and getting a little bit of a shittier grass would be a better trade-off than missing a normal breaker, missing a Dragon type, and missing a Ground type. So I have Rotom-Mow. We'll see how Rotom-Mow goes. Like, the entire purpose of Rotom-Mow is if I need a Defogger or if I need grass type defense and if I direly need Volt Switch pivot. Like, I won't be using Rotom-Mow as much as I think I'm going to. Another Defogger though, and I needed a dark type. I got Murkrow. I don't know how I feel about Murkrow, honestly. Like, if this is just my tier 5 pick, so it's just kind of like Murkrow's just kind of there. If I need taunt, I have Murkrow. Like, Murkrow will be very good as a prankster taunter to kind of fuck with some stuff. Lead Murkrow goes hard. I think Murkrow also has Tailwind. I can run some Tailwind stuff with Murkrow. He gets Defog as well, so just like boots, like utility Murkrow might be the wave. I just need him for a dark type too. Just having a dark type is nice. I think Murkrow's space attacking, like special attack stat, is not that bad. So I might be able to utilize that, but yeah, it's just a Murkrow. It's nothing that special. It's a tier 5, so I need to get something, and I couldn't really figure out where to put the dark type in the rest of the mons. But now it came to the points picks. I need a ground type, I need a dragon type, I need a fighting type. So I need to fit that within 3 mons, but all of them preferably not in the same mon. Or all of them are like not 3 separate ones. Because finding 3 separate ones was a bit difficult because my fighting type needed to be a tier 1 and tier 2 because it needed to be a bona fide normal type breaker. Like, bona fide fighting type. So I didn't take it with my tier 1 because there weren't many left. Because the problem was there weren't many good tier 2 and tier 3 dragons left. So I ended up going with Garchomp. Now Garchomp is a ground type and it is a dragon type. So I have scary earthquake damage and I have a dragon and I have a rocker. I really don't know how well Garchomp fits on this team. If I'm being honest, this Garchomp is going to be more defensive than offensive if I had to hedge my bets. Like, this is going to be definitely more of a tankier use Garchomp than offensive Garchomp because I have a physical sweeper in Mega Beedrill already. So scary, like, sweeper chomp maybe not going to be the point here. It's probably just going to be a lot of rough skin, a lot of just tanky leftovers rough skin with rocks, just handing out a lot of chip, handing out a lot of 50-50s, just putting in work rather than trying to carry a team. He's going to be a key component, but I don't see him getting a lot of kills. He's just going to be there handing out a lot of chip and putting in a lot of, like, unthanked work is what I see Garchomp doing. If he doesn't work out, I have other plans for other ground types and stuff, but I have Garchomp, and I don't really regret the Garchomp pick, but he's just going to be a little bit difficult to use. That's really all I'm worried about. After Garchomp, Mian Shao. This is our fighting type that assists Spectrier. So now we have our dark type breaker specifically in Mega Beedrill and our normal type breaker specifically in Mian Shao. Mian Shao also gives us Key Pivot, which is great. Mian Shao and Mega Beedrill pivoting out on each other. Beautiful combo. Regenerator now with Mian Shao is also fantastic. Keeps it just gives it longevity. High jump kick hits like a truck. Mian Shao is no slouch attacking wise, so I'm not worried about Mian Shao not doing enough damage to things. Mian Shao is fine enough doing damage. It provides just valuable utility for the team. And I think it was like the best option I could really get because it was like I could have taken Conkeldurr, but Conkeldurr is just too slow, I think, for this type of team. Conkeldurr fits well on other teams, but I think Conkeldurr just opened up a few too many holes on this team for him to be viable. I needed a fast fighting type, and that is where Mian Shao came in. Now, my last pick, I didn't really know what to do. I kind of had everything rounded out. I had a Fairy Dragon Steel core. I have a Fire Water Grass core. I have a Dark type. I have a Ground type. So I really have everything I need. I have 3 ground immunities. Oh no, 4 ground immunities. So I went with Audino. Now, my team lacked recovery. And, I like to play pivot. I have pivot. Audino is a great defensive pivot. I've seen Audino put a lot of work in before. And Audino Mian Shao establishes a very good regenerator core. So I have a pivoting regenerator core with a Spectrier that's sitting there waiting in the back. Garchomp's pivoting in, opening up holes. Primarina's coming in, opening up holes. Spectrier is just sitting in the back waiting for his opportunity to win, or Beedrill's is sitting in the back waiting for his opportunity to win. That's mostly how the game is going to be going. It's going to be Spectrier and Beedrill pretty much brought every week, with Primarina, Bronzong, Mian Shao, Audino rotating in and out as the defensive pivots. I have Rotom-Mow and Murkrow for utility, and Garchomp there probably a decent amount of time there to hand out chip and put in the work. It's an interesting team. I still think it's definitely my type of team. I could see it changing, especially after week 3. I definitely have the mon I want to start going for and start changing the team around if I lose this Charizard. So I have ideas on how it's going to go if I do lose week 3. But for the time being, I like how this team is, and I'm happy how I drafted. I didn't really get sniped. I think this is the best team I could have honestly made. Drafting around, I want Spectrier, and I'm stuck with Vanillazard. So that's the team. That is your Hoboken Hawluchas for the time being going into week 1 of the season. Week 1 I play Zoezy, actually. I ended with him last season, and I'm going to start with him this season. I'm probably going to start prepping right after this. But yeah, back to uploading HDL. It's going to be going for the next 13 weeks, so strap in for that. I don't know when the TEC is going to start up again. There was TEC off-season stuff, but I did not enter into that because I just simply don't have the time right now, especially with HDL going on. But yeah, that's the team for the time being. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening to me ramble. I was happy to get the editing back up and make this little PowerPoint here. I have to edit my recording thing and get all that stuff done. But again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, check me out on Twitch as well if you can. That would be great. And I will see you guys for the week 1 battle eventually. So until then, peace.